Happy New Year. It's 2025 now. I stayed up till midnight. Did you?
I didn't. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to History Ignited, the podcast where we explore the history behind Billy Joel's song, We Didn't Start the Fire. I'm Amy, and I'm here with Dave, Andrew, and Caroline, and today we are diving into the stories behind the song.
Real quick, I made it to 10:30 p.m., and before we start, I have a special shout out to our cousin Javi in Atlanta, Georgia. He's turning 8. I love Javi because when he comes over, we always play a lot in the basement, and we always sit next to each other when he comes over. It's probably the most fun thing.
Now, for the record, I made it until past midnight on New Year's Eve, too. But today, we're talking about someone in this song you might not know, Prokofiev. Sergei Prokofiev was one of the most famous composers of the 20th century. He was born in 1891 in Ukraine, which was part of the Russian Empire then, and he wrote his first piece of music when he was only 5 years old.
Wow, 5 years old? That's amazing.
It really is. And emphasis on I think, Mozart wrote his first piece of music at the age of 5, too.
That's right. They were very similar and both had huge influences in classical music.
Prokofiev became famous for his ability to write music that was both fun and dramatic. One of his best-known works is Peter and the Wolf. It's a musical story where each character is represented by a different instrument.
Hey, I know that piece. My old band teacher, Mr. Eisenberg, showed us a video of it. Us being my class, of course. Something about the video was that the composer told the audience what the instruments were and how they represented each character. And they added little animations to show what would be happening in the story. It was so much fun.
That was one of his gifts, writing classical music that even kids could relate to and enjoy.
That sounds cool. So the music helps tell the story?
Exactly. For example, the wolf is played by the French horns, and Peter is represented by the strings. It's often used to teach kids about the different instruments in an orchestra.
I want to hear it sometime. Live.
We'll definitely listen to it. But Prokofiev didn't just write Peter and the Wolf. He also wrote music for ballets like Romeo and Juliet. The Dance of the Nights from that ballet is super famous. You might have heard it in movies or on TV.
He wrote so many kinds of music.
That's right. And Prokofiev lived during some really difficult times, including 2 world wars and the Russian Revolution. After spending years abroad, he returned to the Soviet Union in the 1930s. But living there wasn't easy. He had to follow strict rules about what kind of music he could write, or he could get in trouble with the government.
That sounds scary.
It was. But even with all those challenges, Prokofiev kept composing incredible music, like his Alexander Nevsky cantata. The music was originally written for a Russian movie about Nevsky called A Score, which he then turned into a piece for a full orchestra and chorus. Sadly, he passed away in 1953, the very same day as Soviet leader Joseph Stalin.
Hey, we just learned about Joseph Stalin!
So why do you think Billy Joel put him in the song?
Prokofiev is a symbol of creativity and resilience. He brought joy to people through his music, even in some of history's darkest moments, and his influence on classical music is still felt today.
And he was from Ukraine.
Yes, and the people of Ukraine continue to fight for their freedom today. We hope they find safety, comfort, and peace in these challenging times.
That's it for today's story, but we'd love to hear from you. Do you have a favorite Prokofiev piece? Let us know. We might feature your thoughts in a future episode. And remember, if you want a birthday shout out too, send us your name and birthday.
Here's a joke to wrap up today's episode. What animal is smarter than a talking parrot?
What?
A spelling bee.
Good one, Caroline. Thanks for listening to History Ignited. Don't forget to subscribe and share our podcast with friends and family. See you next time, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.